Okay, Danny, so we just came from
Kiryat Yearim.
Yearim, and so the ark was there for 20 years, was on its way to Jerusalem. That poor soul saw the ark was falling, and he reached out and he touched it, and he died.
And died instantly.
Instantly.
So,
and was there lightning? What does it say?
it doesn't say.
It doesn't say anything.
Vayamot, boom, he's dead. So David decides to stop the procession and stop and park it.
Yeah.
Okay, let it rest. It's angry.
Okay.
And the spot where it was placed for 3 months was called Bet Obed Edom The Gittite.
Okay.
A very mysterious name. We don't really know what it stands for, but it had to be a holy place.
Okay.
Now, we are now halfway between Kiryat Yearim and Jerusalem in a valley called Motza. It's known from the book of Joshua. It's mentioned in the Second Temple period. Some even suggest that this is Emmaus, where Jesus appeared after his resurrection.
Wow.
But when they decided to improve the highway above our heads and make this big bridge, salvage excavations were carried out. And they found some interesting stuff beneath the anchors of the other parts of this bridge.
Okay.
But here is where they found the true sensation.
Okay, now I see all these circles. They look fascinating to me, but I don't know anything.
Yes.
What are these things?
So granaries, these are silos. These are to keep grains, and they are common to early Iron Age.
Okay.
When the Israelites settled in this land, the book of Joshua, or even more the book of Judges, they settled in small farms and contained liquids in big jars and contained the grains in big silos.
Okay, so you would expect to find something like this in a community from that time?
Yes, but I didn't have a clue that there was such a site here.
Wow.
It was a big surprise to see that Motza was settled in the book of Judges. It's not mentioned in the book of Judges. It's only mentioned once and in the book of Joshua. So that alone was a surprise, and especially the scale. Usually the silos are about a quarter of the size of this, and maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5. Look how many you have here.
So this many, this size, what does that tell you then? It's a large community?
It's a regional center for collecting grains, is what this is suggesting. This was a big fertile valley.
Yeah.
They grew wheat and they collected it here.
And if the ark was being transported from Kiryat Yearim to Jerusalem, it suggests this is a path, this is a route, this is some place that you would have commerce, trade, all that kind of stuff?
Yes, but then we found a building next to this, storage area.
Okay.
Which is possibly where the ark was actually kept.
You're kidding me.
Let me show you.
Okay.
It's a building built over the edge of the granaries. In fact, the courtyard still has some of those granaries.
So this is pretty cool. I've been on a bunch of archaeology sites before, but I don't know, there's something special about this. And actually, where I'm staying on this trip, I'm staying just up the road at a friend's house. And I can't believe I've been driving by this site for years, and I have no idea.
People drive here by the thousands every day over the very spot where the ark was placed for 3 months without being aware of it.
Because this is one of the busiest highways, isn't it?
It's probably the very busiest highway in all of Israel. The road between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Yes.
And all roads lead to Jerusalem, and this is number 1.
This is the main road to Jerusalem.
And it's called number 1.
It's called road number 1, yes. The British gave it that number and we kept it.
You kept it.
Okay.
Now,
this is where it got really, really interesting because, and this is still exposed. Everything else is covered up, but for some reason this is left exposed even now. It's a square. Ooh, some truck driver is upset there. And first of all, it's square in shape. It's made of unhewn stones. It's just a bit less than 2.5 cubits by 2.5 cubits, meaning it's a biblical measurement. And they found figures, clay figurines around it.
okay.
Clay figurines suggest this area had a cultic function.
So okay, just to take a step back, What's the significance? You've mentioned a couple times unhewn stones. Why is that significant?
The Bible tells us that God likes to be venerated in the form of animal sacrifices done on altars which are square, 5 cubits by 5 cubits. So this is a smaller version of it. And the stone should be natural stones.
Natural stones. So that means not
Not
polished,
hewn, not polished, not shaped in any
Okay.
way. What's missing is the horns. But look how the cornerstones are bigger. And maybe it did have horns made out of wood or something that didn't last. But both the shape and the figurines found around it suggest people did relate to this as a holy place, as a place of some sort of sacrifice.
Okay.
Okay?
Wow.
And that's a big surprise, especially considering that you have silos right next to it. It is as if the storage of the grains is combined with the ritual here.
Okay, so it's just occurring to me that so this is the time between when the ark was at Shiloh and the
No, it's way
tabernacle?
after.
It's still but between. So this is the time between Shiloh and between
Jerusalem.
Solomon building the temple.
Yes, almost the last station.
So they had to because I think of all the rituals at the temple, but this is in between that time. So they had the rituals for the tabernacle.
Exactly.
So-
in Shiloh, it was kept in a temporary
Yes.
temple,
Yeah.
a mobile temple. It's called
mobile.
the tent of meeting or tabernacle.
Yes, and so this is a time between the official temple and between the tabernacle. It's been taken by the Philistines.
Yes, inflicting a plague.
Yeah.
Returned to the Israelites, inflicting a plague even among the Israelites.
Yeah.
Placed in isolation, as if it was quarantine, on the hilltop called Kiryat Yearim.
For 20 years.
For 20 years.
Yeah.
And then David, finally, when he takes over Jerusalem, he brings it to Jerusalem, but then it kills someone on the way,
Right.
so they stop
So-
it and place it halfway in between.
But only for 3 months.
Yes.
But 3 months would be enough time for them to build this stuff. Am I getting that right? The correct?
I think that there was a temple here to begin with.
Okay.
And because it caused a death to someone, they said, let's put it in that temple.
Okay.
That's what I think
All
of
right.
it.
And then they either already had the altar or they put this altar in for the temporary
No,
sacrifices.
I think it existed before and it also continued to exist after.
Okay.
Archaeology shows that actually this temple continued to function even centuries later.
Centuries later.
Yes, which is surprising, but then the name is Bet Obed Edom, meaning maybe it's an Edomite temple.
Okay.
And that means the ark was actually placed in an Edomite temple for 3 months.
Wow.
Yes. But the Edomites, the Moabites, they weren't always enemies with
No.
the Israelites.
At times they were with them.
Yeah, we know that David had a loyal officer called Kiryat the Gittite.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
those neighbors were not always necessarily neighbors.
Right.
Even David himself went to Achish, the Philistine king of Gath.
Yeah.
at some
When
point.
Saul was trying to kill
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
It's
okay.
my enemy at other time can be my best friend.
Yeah.
It all depends on the circumstances.
And we see that today in the Middle East, right? That
Oh,
not
of
much
course.
has changed.
Who would believe that the Saudis and the Israelis are, best buddies right now?
Yeah, that is crazy.
We're about to probably sign a peace treaty soon.
Wow.
Yes, the
Man.
Saudis.
It's still happening. The same stuff that happened 3,000 years ago is still happening
Yes,
today.
some things never change.
Okay.
And then the altar leads into a building. Look at this clear wall.
Mm-hmm.
The wall on the opposite side is now protected. You cannot see it, but you can see another silo.
More silos.
Okay? And it proved to be a building oriented to the west
Yeah.
with gradual increasing sanctity, meaning the Holy of Holies is over there.
Wow. Okay. All right. So this isn't a joke. This is a real thing. I know I've met other people that have theories about where the ark is, but we're talking about where the ark
I'm not
was.
saying the ark is
No.
here anymore.
No, we're talking about where the ark was, right?
Yes.
So we're not trying to say we know where the ark is. We're saying where the ark most
Was.
likely could have been at
Place
one time.
for a certain period of time.
Yes.
And
And where
it's
do you
not
think?
just me saying this. I'm following here a scholarly line. The first to suggest this was Professor Nadav Naaman from Tel Aviv University.
Okay.
It's not some tabloid suggesting this. It's a reputed scholar of a reputed university making that assumption.
Okay, so you're taking me to the Holy of Holies. Now, I haven't had a mikveh,
It's okay because it has not been exposed yet.
Okay, all
It's,
right.
it's still hiding somewhere here.
Okay.
This summer,
Yeah.
they're going to expose this area, which is believed to be the Holy of Holies. And I'm only asking this, Chris, what if they'll find here a big flat slab of stone at the dimensions of the Ark of the Covenant?
So
Wow.
if they find this flat stone you're talking about, that's where you believe the ark would have
If
sat.
it's the same dimension,
the
like
same
the
dimension.
stone found in Bet Shemesh,
Yeah.
oh my God. Literally, oh my God.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
It doesn't get more oh my
Ark
God than
of-
this.
I mean, this is better than Indiana Jones.
This
right?
is the real stuff.
This is, the
This
real
is not
thing.
Hollywood. This is science.
This is real science and history and archaeology and religion, everything all rolled up into one. And we're
Yes.
here with Danny the Digger Herman, and you have a YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel?
Danny the Digger.
Danny the Digger. There's a link below in my description. And please, if you're not already following this guy, please follow him. He's got a lot of amazing content. And if you're coming on a tour to Israel, if you can at all get him, he's pretty popular, right? But
A lot of people know me. You notice that, huh?
Yep. So we are here standing at the site of where the ark very likely could have been, as in read in one of the books of Samuel. I'll put the actual chapter and verse up on the screen because I'm not competent enough to say which one it is. But this is very cool, and this is the only place in the world you can find this kind of stuff is right here in Israel. And if you're a believer in Christianity, Judaism, you know, this is it. This is ground zero. And what have you found there?
Here, maybe a little pot of some offering presented to the ark when it was placed here. Who knows
Wow.
the context of this?
Very
But
cool. Thank you so much, Danny. Thanks for including me
my pleasure.
on your journey. And you know what, guys? Keep watching and follow this guy. And we're doing a little teaser. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll have a TV series.
Hey,
And
we're on a mission from God.
yes, that's right. Somebody's
So be
gotta
with
do it.
us.
Yes, follow us. Follow this journey. Very cool. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys
Ciao.
next time.